We have a pulse. Welcome back to Pulseman.
That was terrible. I mean, okay, that wasn't terrible, but it's cheesy in a way that, for some reason,
That's
doesn't
like
work for
American
me.
white cheese,
Well,
which is apparently disgusting.
yeah. To be fair, all American processed foods are terrible.
I mean, here's the thing. While I was visiting my whatever cousin thousand time removed, and just like I was eating McDonald's for a while, it was delicious, but for some reason as I kept eating it, I didn't really feel too good. Like, it was still delicious, but just like the action of continually eating it just did not sit well with me. And to the point where I felt like I was going to throw up while I was talking to him. And, of course, if this was socially awkward me, where I was like 16 years old, I would have probably tried to just like mask that, and then something terrible would have happened to add to my league of bad memories. Except I'm now adult enough to say, hey, yeah, don't get this wrong, this conversation is amazing and everything, but I think I'm going to throw up. And so I had to go to like a nearest restaurant and just ask for water. It was weird.
Makes sense. It's a very straightforward story in which you just decided to ask for something rather than just make things happen until they keep getting worse.
I mean, I've learned at this point, the one thing I was hoping for, the one hitch in my plan that could have made this day terrible, made that day terrible, is that if I didn't have the stomach power to like hold until I asked for water safely, I could have vomited in the restaurant, a restaurant I don't know in another country. That would have just been terrible.
Yeah, that would have been terrible.
Well, luckily, nothing terrible actually happened in my trip. No, that was just outside.
Okay then. The fact that I have to ask this is probably a problem.
Yeah, but at least this cyber world is not as bad as the Las Vegas one.
And this is a straightforward, it's not completely ridiculous. The only problem is it could just be if someone said this is the indoors of a building, I'd be like, yeah, that's logical.
Well, specifically speaking, this is a hidden base, I think, in Alaska, where something is being created here that we shall soon find. Of course, it's weird how they're starting this out, but then I remember that Mega Man also did it. I mean, you'll know what I'm talking about later. So yeah, I'll bring that up when it becomes an issue, or when it becomes a thing, not really an issue, because the boss of this entire section is really, really easy. Like, almost too easy. Like, they didn't think this through.
I mean, different bosses.
It's the kind of thing.
Not every boss is going to be the same quality.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Considering the tree boss was like the easiest till now, I guess. If I'm not remembering what the first boss was. No, the first boss was like the hand. That could catch you off guard. The tree had like 2 attacks, so yeah, not really. But the Dr. Wariyami bot, and then what was that other thing? Oh yeah, that ball thing that kept doing all those attacks. Then you go to this thing, which is almost unlikely to hurt you if you're paying a modicum of attention. That being said, they decide to get cute and start making this place sort of a maze.
Yeah, maybe it's one of those, the stage is hard enough that the boss doesn't have to be.
I mean, here's the thing. The issue is not exactly the fact that it's a maze, because it's not an obtuse kind of thing, but, well, not that obtuse. But it's a fact that certain places you have to vote techer in very tiny spots. That's just what you're gonna have to deal with. And it is super annoying.
Yeah, I saw you struggling I don't know if that's the right word with that section.
Well, no, because here's the thing. If you notice, like, this is like close to what I was doing at the beginning, so I'm not even sure where I am right now. But I did see that there was like a difference in the levels that showed on the walls. So I'm like, okay, I accidentally broke this thing, so maybe there's a path down here, and I'm trying to Voltaker down there. But trying to angle it so that it stays in that position is hard. Oh, of course, yeah. I completely forgot that it's been a while since I've done this, so yeah. Also, this is like the most undrugs anime like ever produced. It's
Yeah, I'm
like
sure
the people
everyone knows
localizing.
about Boo 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 at this point.
No, I mean, I know. I am saying that the people who localized it must have been just out of their minds. Because not only is it just like a bunch of random stuff, it's a bunch of random stuff in Japanese references. They had to try and make that work as best as they could. And trust me, they tried, but somehow that just made things even weirder.
It's a good point, actually. I didn't think about it that way. The thing is that I never liked it.
I mean, I can't. The problem with it is that because the humor is centered around that part, apart from the very specific, this has no reference in it whatsoever jokes, I can't tell if it's a good show or not.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I can't tell if it's good. It's like, have you ever seen the show 12 Ounce Mouse?
No, never heard of it.
Okay, it's a show on Adult Swim where I watched an episode. I watched it when I was a kid, but I recently watched the first episode, and after finishing that episode, I've never seen a show that I could not form an opinion on it. It was just so weird that I had no idea if it was good or not, and I just moved on with my life. People seem to love how surreal it is, but it's something.
By the way, we just passed what is essentially reappearing and disappearing blocks.
Yeah, I noticed that, but it didn't seem that hard.
It wasn't that hard, I think, but I didn't know if there was a pit under me at all.
Are we still in cyberspace?
We should be. Because we didn't get an out computer. So we should technically still be in cyberspace. Either way, thing is that I also have to consider the problem with this game is that it has great concepts, but things are kind of barren on and put on a basic level, and it's never truly realized.
This is a game where the sequel would be legitimately great.
Yeah. It's made by Game Freak, alright.
Oh my, that's very true, yes. That's a very good observation. So I can't wait for Town 2 to be good.
Oh my gosh, like, I don't want to be that person. But could they really have just not, like, named it anything else?
I am actually fine with that name. I'm just laughing at the people who were saying, forget about Let's Go. They put in all of their resources in Generation 8. And then they came up with Town, and everyone's like, and no one really knows what to think anymore, because now their resources are split between 3 games.
I mean...
And they're all on systems that they've never worked with before, which has never worked well for them. The only time that's worked well for them was Ruby and Sapphire, but Diamond and Pearl and X and Y were incredibly laggy and somewhat barren. But Diamond and Pearl weren't barren, but X and Y were. So yeah, good luck to the upcoming Pokemon games.
I
I have a
mean,
feeling, and this is me being a conspiracy theorist, I have a feeling that Let's Go was supposed to go on a 3DS. And they pretty much upscaled it and ported it to the Switch so that they could make more money with it.
oh, you want me to make another video where I say, let's go, maybe it was on 3DS like a day, just like a day before they say, no, Switch.
Yeah, that's how convinced I was that it was a 3DS game.
Oh, meet Dark Pulseman.
Where are we still in cyberspace?
I think so. But yeah, this is, I don't know if he has an official name, but he's basically Dark Pulseman. So that's what they were working on here. Which is, the thing is that he only can use the Voltaker attack. And, you know, he doesn't seem to have a good consciousness. So I'm thinking, remember how Pulseman was made? By a guy going into...
I was thinking about that. So did they find someone to have a child with a virtual person? Just to make this Dark Pulseman?
What I'm thinking is that because his attacks are incomplete, and he just seems like this is one of the first thing where the rival fight, he's just worse than us. Like, we Voltaker into him, and he's the one who gets staggered. So I'm thinking that maybe they tried just like creating him completely from the computer thing, without the human element, and so they got this.
Yep,
which
I'm
would make
assuming
sense.
we never see him outside of the computer.
Nope. I mean, we kill him now, for he is a soulless machine.
We had bosses that were outside of the computer, right? Just making sure.
Yeah, we did. Remember the tree boss was outside the computer. And... Wait, what?
Why would cyberspace have a sunset? That's just bugging me. Why would it have a sun?
It's the background image.
True, but I mean...
like, some people like just having that kind of stuff, you know?
What's this even a theme of?
And then there's also the thing where... How do I put this? When we get to Battle Network, it'll talk about how as things are living in the cyber world and basically have thoughts and feelings, they kind of want a world that's a bit more vibrant than super blocky and all that stuff. But in that case, net navis are like a mass-produced thing. So of course they'd have their own little world. This is just like one guy who we're not even sure has a full consciousness, and they're the only other people to exist in the cyber world with anything resembling sapience would be the viruses kind of stuff that are sent after us.
I mean, all the people who live in the cyber world probably live inside cyber towns and their cyber homes, so that they don't have to walk past all of the monsters.
I mean, we've gotten no proof that anybody does that, because remember I think the doctor created Pulseman's mom, and then they got it on immediately. So I don't think she's a regular existence.
So you're saying that cyberspace is empty?
Also, I keep forgetting to look up what the role character...
What keep forgetting to look up
empty except for the viruses that were created by the Galaxy Gang. I mean, the thing is, I forget what her role what her role is in all this. I mean, she's our arbiter, But where did she come from? Where'd she go? Where'd she come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
That's actually a good point. Who built this game's story is almost as incomplete as Pokemon's lore.